Okay, so very quick, came up from the channel. So now you can say about now or subscribe to this particular channel. Now or set it on notification bell. And say anytime we are able to put out content, you'll be the first person now when you're quiet. Now also who the air console. So quickly, and then a Sunday, I mean at much now the Black Stars of Ghana aging Akono against Mozambique national team happens to be the final game a year before the group stage and the ongoing AFCON 2023 Ivory Coast. Now Ghana be qualifier for the Nima the third game ever so can be at much. So the pressure for the game ahead no abaso our press conference and answer the media center and be coach Chris Houghton any right back for the national team Dennis Odoi to do an friend is a professor and address media and they've said a lot. Chris Houghton provided update will come when it comes to injury situation and Majid Ashimeru, Kudus Mohammed, Richmond Lamte, any other player, everything our Black Stars camp will be an and when it comes to issue for Daniel Amati, who a lot of people are reporting the media domain said Daniel Amati had deleted everything about him for Black Stars on through all the social media handles. Coach Chris Houghton was asked the same question but provided an answer to that the presser above. So quickly just press on the notification bell and the subscribe button. No, we are not watching the one more bench. So any be actually stay tuned. Now enjoy press and come on Chris Houghton and if Dennis Odoi at the Ejai and so our Black Stars are sure.
Aware of the magnitude of this game. We know that this is a game that we have to win. Our preparation going into the game has been the same as in the two previous games, and all we can do is prepare the team to play a very tough match, as all of these games are, and to make sure that we put in a level of performance that allows us to win the game.
We only drew the second game, we didn't. Oh yeah, you lost the first one, sorry. No, it's important for us. I think if you look at the performance from the second game in comparison to the first game, the performance was better. So we just need to look at the game, analyze it, go over it as a team, look at things that went well, that were better, and things that we can still do better. And hopefully we can just keep growing and put on a good performance tomorrow.
I think we are all aware that this is a situation that we would rather not be in. We would rather have more points, and we feel certainly from the performance and the goals that we conceded that we should be in a better position, but we are not. So the conversation is not difficult. This is a game we have to win. The level of performance, I think the players and I think most people appreciate the level of performance in our game against Egypt was better than our level of performance in our first game with Cape Verde. So the players know what it will take to get a result. There are no easy games in this tournament, and we will come up against a Mozambique team also knowing that they have to win the game. So we have to be physically and mentally prepared for this, and the players know this. I think of the pressure that you go into every tournament with. I don't think it's a reflection of the past. There isn't anybody that's associated with the Black Star that's not conscious of the trophies that we have won and the dominance in the past that the team has shown in this competition. But this is a different year. There is always pressure. There's always pressure if you are a Black Stars head coach. There is always pressure if you are a Black Stars player. This comes with the game. But we have a group of players, as does every team, that go into pressurised games at club level, albeit to win the league or to make sure they stay in the league or to stay in the cup competition, to stay in a European competition. So levels of pressure as head coach you're used to, and also the players. And it comes it comes with the job, and you have to accept it, and you have to welcome it.
I think, yeah, after the first game, there were obviously some issues that needed to be sorted, and I think if you look at the second game, that was already much better. I'm thinking like in the first game we had some issues with the players being available between the lines. I think in the second game we were more compact, so there was less space for Egypt to find the players in between the lines, and also if the lines are closer to one another, it's easier to press and you can be more aggressive. If the lines are far apart, then you always get caught in between. So I think like off the ball against Mozambique, we'll need to do the same thing.
Understand the question. I think there is always pressure going into this tournament because we are the Black Stars. I accept the first part of your question that potentially going into this tournament, the expectations maybe were not as high as in previous years. So this I accept, but for all of these questions and for any question that anybody asks about pressure now, we have to use that as motivation, and the players have to use that as motivation. And I would like to think that after the first performance, we always know there will be criticism if we don't get the results that we want, and I would like to think that the team used that in a positive way. And if the expectations are perhaps lower this tournament than they have been in previous tournaments, then exactly the same. We have to use this as motivation to make sure that we succeed in what our ambitions are. So the update on Majid is that we are still assessing him, but the signs are good. He will train today, and the signs are good that he will be fine. This was a situation in the game where we had to bring him off. He'd received a kick in training before that, and a consequence of that meant as he started to get into the latter part of the game, he was feeling it. As regards Richmond Lamptey, he's very much part of the squad, and the fact he's part of the squad, then everybody has an opportunity. You know, we constantly talk about how difficult it is to pick a team, to pick a bench, and to leave players out. And this is the responsibility of myself and the technical staff. But Richmond has been a big part of our squad.
3 of the 4 goals we conceded we could have avoided, but yeah, this is part of sports and football in general, and we don't blame any individuals. If we said in the dressing room as well, we win together, we lose together. I don't think it's due to the pressure. It's just sometimes at this level you make certain decisions, and if you make a wrong decision, then yeah, it can be fatal. And unfortunately for us, it's been fatal on a few too many occasions. But I don't think this is gripping into people's heads. I think we need to learn from it, and then in the upcoming game, try to avoid the smallest mistakes and maybe not take too much risk to avoid any unnecessary goals against.
A player that's playing in very good form at the moment. Of course, he scored 2 goals, but we also have to take into account that we were also playing against a very, very good team, a team that would be one of the favourites to lift this trophy. I think a team that in the last time they won it, I think conceded 2 goals in the whole of this tournament. So it's about scoring goals wherever that comes from. And what we want is to be able to create more opportunities for the team as a whole. The goal before we scored, of course, was from a set play, from a corner, which is an area that we hadn't scored too many goals from. So it doesn't really matter where the goals come from. We prepare ourselves the exact same way going into this game as the last game and the last game. And if it means that one individual scores, if it means that we score from a free kick or a penalty, the most important thing is that we get the win that we need to give us an opportunity to still be in the competition.
Yeah.
To social media, I am not on social media myself, so I would have to say most things I don't see, but I have a head of media that obviously informs you of anything that is put on there or we see. In reference to the particular player, is the same reference to all the players. I would be very